Now, Freddie Lee is one of the more legitimate martial artists, I would say, when it comes to the YouTube space. However, he did get a lot of hate during a few years ago. He used to go off on MMA and jiu-jitsu and talk about how gay it was and shit like that. But aside from things like that, I think Freddie Lee is one of the better martial artists on here. But I do have some grievances with a few things that he does. So I want to react to his latest sparring video. I always like to watch sparring videos of people. I like to see how people fight. I want to address what I like and what I don't like about his style first and foremost. Now, what I do know about his style is that he incorporates a lot of Wing Chun. I've seen him use the wooden dummy. I know he does that. Obviously, it's not all Wing Chun because he makes it applicable. I've seen him make it applicable, and I've seen his students do this. They do incorporate a lot of the same low kicks that maybe the Wing Chun people would incorporate. A lot of the straight kicks, some side kicks, some other things too. They do have a few good kicks. So I know Freddie Lee, according to what he says he has police training, and I believe he incorporates that with his martial art, his style of the martial art. As far as Kung Fu, I think he did study Kung Fu, but he never made it to like a master level. Apparently is one of the things he was called out for, which I don't care because that doesn't bother me, because he's not really trying to do Kung Fu. He's trying to do his own version of Kung Fu, I guess. So I think he has a background in Choi Lei Fut. I'm thinking that's what he is. They do forms which they don't cover in their videos. I wish they did, because I would like to see what kind of forms they're doing that influence their fighting. So we're gonna go ahead and watch this video. Give it a shot. These are two of his students. He trains adults as well as minors.
Straight card to both of you.
So first and foremost, what I will say, let me turn this brightness up. What I will say is this. He does a good job at making them spar to their fullest potential. Because I know a lot of martial arts studios, they don't even let their students spar. A lot of kung fu and karate places, what they'll do is choreographed sparring. I don't really know what the real term for it is, but it's almost like they're doing forms at each other almost to make it look like they're sparring, but they're not really doing it. And a lot of people don't really hit each other. And of course, you have the Olympic karate. They don't really. I don't think they hit each other that hard. I don't think that's too legitimate. So yeah, you're gonna run into a lot of false karate play. My point I wanted to make was this: he does a good job at letting them fight with each other, because a lot of places they don't allow their students to fight like this. And this is the only way people are gonna get good at their martial art. But the students I see a lot of times are too afraid to get hit, one, and they're too afraid to hit the other person. Now, as a person who's practiced some martial arts, not really too much. I did do boxing, and so I want to compare that to this. In boxing, we wear gloves, and we hit each other to the face. We train so that we're not afraid to hit each other hard, and we're not afraid to take punches. These people, the students, look like they're kind of afraid to get hit, which is something I believe they need to work on a little more. Maybe do a little more conditioning when it comes to strikes, when it comes to taking a strike, because that is something important in martial arts that a lot of martial arts schools don't really cover too much, that I've seen. So yes, I think these people need to learn how to want to get hit. I think they need to want to get hit. And now, as weird as that sounds, you need to think of the benefit. when you do this, you build strength, you build endurance, your ability to keep going despite being hurt. You have more heart. You can build these things through training. So yeah, this can be worked on. And these are two of his students. This is a he's been training with Freddie Lee for a while, for a couple years now. So they train in their strikes, so I'm expecting to see him doing his strikes, mostly controlling the fight. Because what I know about him, this guy on the left right here, is he's somewhat of a new student to Freddie. And from what I've seen from him, he doesn't seem to have that much experience with striking. Although he is good at, I think wrestling. I think it's jiu-jitsu actually is what he does. It's either wrestling or jiu-jitsu. Either way, it's about the same shit. Because the strikers do need to learn how to adapt to the grappling and the wrestling a little bit. Because sometimes what you'll see is the students who have been, striking with Freddie Lee for a while, they're good at that. But then sometimes they get taken to the ground by, new students who are wrestlers or who have jiu-jitsu experience. And, of course, that is going to be scary to a lot of people, fighters who are strikers, but don't have experience with getting taken down. And a good thing Freddie Lee does is he lets these students train together, and he allows for the takedowns, and he allows for a lot of different things, and then he makes them get back up sometimes, or sometimes he makes them submit or whatever, or he lets them submit each other out. So that is good, incorporating the grappling with the striking and seeing how you can balance each other out. So I do enjoy that part of Freddie Lee's martial arts.
2 minutes.
Now, the thing you have to consider when you're watching this, it might not look too fancy to what you're seeing in either MMA or in movies because, this is a little unorthodox. First of all, you have to consider this. They're not wearing any gloves. It's a little harder to block when you don't have gloves, first of all, compared to boxers anyway, so they have to learn to fight like this. They're emulating the streets, according to Freddie, because they're not wearing the armor and shit like that. However, they don't do punches to the face. And that is my number one grievance with the way Freddie Lee practices his martial art. Like, I just can't take, slapping each other to the face to emulate punches isn't exactly beneficial, I don't think. So what I would like to see more from Freddie is maybe hit the bag more, maybe have each other do the focus mitts more, so you can at least get that practice of this is what it's like to actually punch someone in the face as opposed to slapping them. I would like to see that. Never seen a kick like that. What I would like to see more from his students, especially the more the bigger guys like this who are not afraid to hit each other, hit each other as much as the younger students. I would like to see these people do a little more striking to the stomach in terms of punches, practice a little more of the combinations. It's good to have that, the boxing ability combined with your free-flowing, FMK style martial art, how you do it. Because how Freddie Lee does it is very effective. Very free-flowing, not rigid posture, very flexible in stance. So that is very admirable about this martial art style right here.
1 minute left. Come on.
Another thing I want to say, I'm pointing out what's unique and what I see about Freddie. Of course, it's not 100% unique because in martial arts, we take and we steal from other people and we make our own shit. So what I'm seeing is they've incorporated a lot of the same leg kicks, not same, but a lot of the similar leg kicks you'll see in Muay Thai or in MMA too. You know, chopping the leg down. It's called an axe kick sometimes. That's what I was taught when I was doing Muay Thai. Chopping it down slowly, and that could be effective to people maybe who don't kick. Maybe they don't have experience with that. Maybe they're just boxers. You could really throw someone off balance with that. So I think the fact that they incorporate these different things like the Muay Thai leg kick is very effective, and it's quite impressive because you're taking what works and what doesn't work, which is Bruce Lee's original philosophy on kung fu or Jeet Kune Do, I believe he called it. And of course, these leg kicks aren't the same as Muay Thai. Of course, no. A lot of it is really emulation and rolling with the punches. Maybe you're not like doing a kata, like where you're in rows of and sections of people, and you're all doing the kata, the same things. But he lets them actually spar with each other and do free flowing kung fu. Which is a lot of kung fu in China, how a lot of that went down during the legitimate sparring days. And also, I want to say, I know this guy is a good jiu-jitsu guy, the guy on the right, so I want to give him props for not wanting to go to the ground immediately when you're going against a striker, because he could have had this guy down probably instantly, but he wants to get better at the striking and get better at Freddie's kung fu. So you have to give him props, and you have to give the other jiu-jitsu people props who stay striking and don't want to go to the ground immediately. Okay, that was a good hit. I like that. That was a good punch emulation.
30 seconds left.
You know, Freddie Lee's martial art, looking at the sparring and everything, it reminds me a lot of Kyokushin karate. Now, if you don't know what that is, Kyokushin is probably one of the best styles of karate there is. That a lot of people know about anyway. Maybe you have the esoteric shit people don't know about in like different parts of Japan or stuff like that. But Kyokushin is a form of karate where they hit each other hard to the body and they train really hard. And even during the training sessions, they don't even really drink water until they're all done, because that's how much they push themselves. And so I do like that. In Kyokushin also, they don't punch each other to the face either. They don't even do slaps. They do body punches, and they're really good at their blocks. And so that is a martial art I have respect for. And this is sort of reminding me of this a little bit.
Seconds left. 10 seconds left.
Now this is going to be a good match. Here we have Brandon. Brandon is one of the best martial artists, one of Freddie's best students, according to what I've seen. I haven't seen him spar for about 2 months, I don't think. So let's see if he got better. I think he did probably. He's always one of the students who's not afraid to get hit as much, and well, I mean, he is a little bit, of course. We all have that fear, but and he's also not really afraid to get the students comfortable with getting hit either. And just sort of making them comfortable with that, and also not being too much of a softy about it too. So we're gonna watch this. I like this. So far, what I'm seeing, no, I'm not even gonna talk yet. Hold on, just keep going. Ooh. Try to grab him. Jiu-jitsu. Try to do jiu-jitsu. I like this. This is a little closer to Kyokushin because they're sparring a little harder than his newer students, and I like this. You should be sparring hard and fast like this if you want to get good. You want to get good at what you do. If you actually want to be a good fighter, maybe in the cage or on the streets, you want to defend yourself. This is good. We're building up endurance and stamina, and this is very good and very good.
Minute left.
Now, if you notice, he kind of punched him a little bit harder right here because the jiu-jitsu guy, he's like, okay, I don't want to get grabbed by him, so I'm going to find, and I've seen Brandon do this. He's fought a lot of these wrestlers and these jiu-jitsu people. And he's gotten taken down, of course. That's good. That's going to happen. But he's also found, I've also seen him defend against them pretty well, too, while doing, utilizing his striking. And that goes to show, if you use your brain and you think enough and you're dedicated to what you do, you can really overcome a lot of obstacles with your mind. And I think that's what Brandon is showing here, because he's sort of, not only here, but in his other videos I've seen of him, because I've seen people challenge him, and then I've seen him get over those challenges slowly by adapting and avoiding getting grabbed by jiu-jitsu people and still keeping it strikes. You know, that is pretty impressive. Nice. Also, what I will say, I do like this from Brandon. He's moving around a lot. He's like, okay, I'm right here. I'm right. This is good kung fu. You're not too solid. You're very free flowing. Looking at your opponent in the eyes, and you're moving around like you're ready for what's gonna happen, and you see what's gonna happen through your opponent's eyes, and you're like this. It's very good. Very, very good. I like this.
30 more seconds.
Ooh, nice.
20 more seconds.
Okay, I like that. I like that. See, we're getting more punches to the body, a little bit more combinations than what we're used to seeing. So we got a boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? To the body. With his right hand and his left hand. Of course, they're not boxers. I do hope for this, Freddie, to get them a little more into striking, boxing wise. You know, get them some little MMA gloves. I know you don't believe in it, but you know, have them punch the focus mitts. Really do have them work on the focus mitts. I want them to work on their strength and their power. This is how boxers get their good hands. Boxers have better hands than MMA people. Something you have to consider. Yeah, really work with that.
20 more seconds.
See? And then we're seeing some of the Wing Chun forms. I like this. See, what I like about Fred, you're getting a lot of everything. You're getting the, you know, you can go against jiu-jitsu people sometimes, and you're working with it. You're adapting to it slowly. They work with karate people and they adapt to it, and this is really a free-flowing martial art. It's like feeling it out. You know what I'm saying? It's more instinctual than memorizing moves based off of a book you read, maybe. You know, so I do like this.
10 more seconds.
Ooh, nice block. Nice.
Time.
Notice how he's just like stepping back. Like this. He's able to block and dodge these strikes so good because of how, first of all, calm and collected he is. You could tell by looking in his eyes and looking how he is. this is just very impressive. I think all of his students need to really take notes. And also other students who maybe practice karate and other kung fu. Like, we have a lot to learn from Brandon, who I believe is a kung fu prodigy. That's what I think of Brandon is. He's a kung fu prodigy who hasn't unlocked his full potential because they're very limited in what they do. You know, I want them to do more of the boxing, a little more of that. Punches to the face, of course, they're probably not going to do that. But it's something to think about. Cool. Let's see what they got. All right, and keep in mind, they're a little tired maybe. Sparring a second round, I like this. This is another thing about Freddie Lee that I like. You're not just sparring once. You're doing it in multiple rounds. Okay, you two go first, and then y'all two go first, and then y'all two are going to go again. And if you're tired, that's good. You need to be tired. You need to be drained from this, because that's how you know it's working. You know what I'm saying? That's how you know you're a fucking man, because you can do shit like this without bitching. That's why. So I do like this. This is what I do like about Freddie Lee's martial art as well. Yeah.
That's 30 seconds. Come on, keep going.
Doing some of them leg kicks. Now, something I think his students need to keep in mind is this, and boxers know this. I think his students need to, when you want to punch someone, or no, when you're sparring with someone, you don't have to wait for them to hit you, because you know that if you hit them, they're gonna hit you back, and you're more open to different attacks. So you want to wait for them to hit you so you can block and hit them. And that's what a lot of his students are doing, and that's what I'm seeing here a little bit. We could work on this. I think we could work on this. It's okay to get hit. It's okay to hit someone, and then they can hit you a little bit. You know, strategize a little bit in your brain. If you get hit once, it's fine. It's better to be willing to get punched than to sit back and be afraid to get punched and not really do anything and just want to wait for your opponent. So I think they can work on that a little bit.
Kick fast. Go around, grab your leg. 1 minute left. Let's go. Get some contact.
Okay, I like this. We're seeing some nice evasions and blocks from Rue, I think his name is, the guy in the blue shirt. Very good. Very free-flowing, like Brandon a little bit. I would say if you get this tired, maybe you can go for the takedown. But I like that he's challenging himself. He's not going for the takedown so fast, and he's working with the striking that he's working on. It's very impressive because he knows. Maybe he doesn't know this. Maybe he just has a lot of discipline. But you doing this is gonna get you excellent at striking because you're pushing yourself to do something that maybe doesn't feel the best right now. That's a good quality to have when it comes to fighting, martial arts, boxing, whatever.
Let's go. 30 more seconds. Get it intense. More seconds. All right, wow.
Okay, that's fair. I like that.
Now,
that was one of the best sparring videos I've seen from Freddie. No. I've seen a lot of good sparring videos from Freddie based off of different his different students, and that was a good one. And I am especially impressed with Brandon Lee and how he's progressed so far. It is very impressive seeing that, like his progress. He's actually really good. I think he's a kung fu prodigy. I really do. He just needs to unlock that more of that potential. But it's gonna take him more. It's gonna take him more. It's gonna take a little bit more of a different journey than what he's doing right now to get there. He needs to tweak his practices just a little bit, I think, and he can really be up there. So yeah, that was Freddie Lee. I want to react to more kung fu related things, karate, martial arts, boxing, shit like that. But yeah, that was very good. I like that.